going to pull the pan off next. That's a 1/2 inch socket. If you like, you can mark these 2 bolts. You can put a little center punch, or just mark them, same with a screw. Just punch the side of the case, making sure you don't damage the case, so you know where the long bolts go in. Some cars that have got column shifts, normally you have these 2 bolts to take the bracket, or other cars that have got a B&M aftermarket shifter or some sort of Hurst shifter or any aftermarket sort of shifter, they do have the brackets there too. So this car might have had an aftermarket racing shifter, or it was column shift. I would say, given the car, it's an aftermarket shifter. So just memorise where those bolts come out so you can put them back in the same position again. Now, I did say that's you can use a 1/2 inch socket to take these out. For those who have only got sockets that are millimetres in their toolbox, it is equivalent to a 13mm socket. Let's put my bolts over here, this section. Gently tap the pan off. Put this over here. Next thing is to pull the we're going to remove our valve body. It's a 7/16 socket, or for those who have got metric, 11mm socket. There's 10 bolts. They're all the same size. I'll pull them all out. Sorry, I'm just trying to... I've done a million of these, so for those who think I'm going a bit too fast, I do apologise. It's just, I get excited sometimes when doing these sorts of transmissions, and sometimes I'm too ahead of myself. After all, it is a Torqueflite, so in my opinion, the greatest transmission and greatest manufacturer in the world. Do you agree, Frank? Are you a Chrysler man, or?
Oh yeah.
You are?
Yes, I am.
Great. Okay, there's our 10 bolts. What I'm going to do with these, I'm going to put them in the pan, because I'm going to have, that's all our valve body section there. There's 2 levers here. One is for your kickdown, which I'm going to take out now. That's your kickdown lever there. That operates your kickdown. Did you want to come on the inside, Frank, so they can gently see what kickdown is? That's your kickdown. See the little lever that activates in there? I don't know if you can get that. That's your kickdown in there, working off and on. And that's your selector there, like we said earlier. So I'm going to pull these 2 levers off. Put them back on. Excuse me. This is the same size as our kickdown lever, 7/16 or 11mm. Just need to back. Okay, so once you've got the selector and the kickdown mechanisms off, and you've got all these 10 valve body bolts off, you can pull the filter off now, or if you like, you can leave the filter on there, and that'll just come part of the valve body. But now that I've got my valve body in there, I can put my filter. I've backed off the screws already. I'll just take off this filter, there's 3 screws, and that just comes off. That's the It's the filter. You see there's a lot of rubbish on there. There's two types of filters. There's your felt type, which is this one here, and there's a high flow filter. Once you remove your valve, you will probably notice your one hasn't got the gold plate there. This transmission has got some history behind it. The owner did tell me he had this rebuilt about 10 months ago by someone else. It looks like they've put some sort of aftermarket shift kit in it. I think it was a stage 2 or a stage 1 full automatic shift kit. I don't know how well they've built it, but for 10 months worth of work, it does look like it's had some wear and tear. As I mentioned earlier, this transmission will be set up for a 550 to 600 horsepower small block Chrysler. We won't be using that valve body at all, so that valve body is totally useless to us. We'll be putting one of our full manual reverse valve bodies in there. But I will put this over here, and I can give this back to the customer if he wants to sell it to one of his friends. Okay, so once you remove the valve body, you have the accumulator spring and the accumulator servo. That's for second gear accumulator. What the purpose of the accumulator is, accumulator's job is to cushion the shifts. We will be modifying this accumulator circuit for the purpose that we want it. So this spring is no good to us, even though it's a firm spring. The standard ones are a much more softer spring. So that's our second gear accumulator circuit.
Not too quick. Oh.
And here we have our two servos. That's our what we call the front servo, and that's our rear servo. The front servo applies the front band, and the job of the front band is to operate second gear, and second gear only. So if you're in drive and you're shifting, and you put in drive and it shifts 1, 2, 3 automatically, every time you're in second gear, whether it's upshift or downshifting, that'll apply. Or if you're or if you drive the car manually, every time you select second gear, this will always come on. That's your front servo and your front band. Your rear servo applies your rear band. You can see your rear band there, and the job of the rear band is for reverse and for manual low. Manual low meaning you got to have the selector all the way into low to apply this. Manual low, when applied, will give you engine braking. So yeah, that's our structure there.